Let me welcome all of you to this installment of Above the Clouds. I think today's installment will point to us of what is the essence of bhakti. Here we find Hanuman reflecting about what is necessary to become a friend of Lord Ram. This is what he says: one cannot establish a friendship with the Supreme Lord Rāmacandra on the basis of material qualities, such as one's birth in an aristocratic family, one's personal beauty, one's eloquence, one's sharp intelligence, or one's superior race or nation. No, none of these qualifications is actually a prerequisite for friendship with Lord Rāmacandra. Otherwise, how is it possible that although we are uncivilized inhabitants of the forest, have not taken noble births, although we have no physical beauty, and although we cannot speak like gentlemen, Lord Rāmacandra has nevertheless accepted us as friends? So, to become a friend of God, material qualifications are not helpful. There's another qualification that is needed: lolyam, or sincere eagerness. This is the price for the divine friendship. But things like high birth and so on are not of interest. Those who have sincere eagerness and who relate with faith and devotion to the Lord are always residing in the heart of the Lord. But alas, this eagerness is also sometimes difficult to get. Sometimes our mind is haunted with material desires and intense longings for material things. Therefore, a devotee who sees that he is divided must turn to the Lord in prayer. There's a wonderful prayer in the 5th canto, chapter 19, text 15, where the Lord is directly addressed and requested to give help. Therefore, O Lord, O Transcendence, kindly help us by giving us the power to execute Bhakti Yoga, so that we can control our restless minds and fix them upon you. We are all infected by your illusory energy. Therefore, we are so very attached to the body, which is full of stool and urine. And to anything related with the body, we are also attached. Except for your devotional service, there is no way to give up this attachment. Therefore, kindly bestow upon us this benediction. Yes, use the things of the material energy in devotional service. And once that is done, you will find a purification in the heart. In the situation where we are still here and not yet there, we have to take the things of the here and now, the body, the mind, our skills, and so on, and see how we can engage that in devotional service. A very good example is Kolavecha, a poor man who served the Lord by giving him vegetables and bananas and items made from banana. He was a banana seller. Vrindavan Das Thakur describes him. Lord Brahma and Shiva shed tears upon seeing the greatness of the simple devotee. One cannot attain Lord Krishna by any amount of wealth, followers, or learning. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is controlled only by pure devotion. So, this message is consistent throughout the pastimes of Lord Ram, throughout the pastimes of Krishna, and certainly that of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The Sadbhuja form of the Lord is telling us, be sincere and eager. Prabhupada writes about this amazing devotee. He said, Mahaprabhu had a very sincere devotee whose name was Kulavecha Shrita and whose only business was to sell pots made of the skin of banana trees. Whatever income he had, he used 50% for the worship of Mother Ganga, and with the other 50% he provided for his necessities. Now you need to know, you cannot make money in Bengal with items from the banana trees. There are so many of them, everyone has access to them. Therefore, on the whole, he was so very poor that he lived in a cottage that had a broken roof with many holes in it. He could not afford brass utensils, and therefore he drank water from an iron pot. Nevertheless, he was a great devotee of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We hear that Mahaprabhu loved him so much that once after a massive and very long kirtan, he came with the kirtan party to the house of Kulavecha Shrita, where he found the only pot, an iron pot, a damaged, old, rusty iron pot before the door. And he was so eager to get something from his devotee that he drank water from that iron pot. Nevertheless, Kulavecha was a great devotee of the Lord. He's a typical example of how a poor man with no material possessions can become a most exalted devotee of the Lord. The lesson here is, you can be the person who you are. It is not necessary to pretend to be someone else. The only thing is, purify the mirror of the heart so that the pure desire can shine through. We had Hanuman's Jayanti last week, and I heard a story which impressed me very much. A story which highlights the intimate relationship between the Lord and his simple devotee. Whenever Lord Ram appears, Shiva comes as Hanuman, who always chants. Now, it is said that Rama was once reading a book. The title of this book was The Names of All Devotees Who Never Forget the Holy Names of Ram. When Hanuman came to know this, he jumped like a lion from wherever he was and entered the room where Lord Rāmacandra read. And with great eagerness he said, "My Lord, can I look at the book?" Rāmacandra handed him the book and said, "Yes." Then Hanuman quickly leafed through the pages of the book, trying to find his name, but there was no name of Hanuman. So he wept and cried, I'm chanting, but I'm not in the book of the, where the names of the devotees are there who never forget the names of Ram. When Ram saw the tears of Hanuman, he embraced Hanuman and said, I have a second book. Look into this book. And he Hanuman leafed through the book, and there was only his name. Hanuman asked, what is your second book? Ram answered, it's of the names of the devotees I personally never forget. They are in my heart. Yes, we can chant, and we can chant an impressive amount of rounds, but the Lord only thinks constantly of the devotees who chant with love and affection, with eagerness, knowing well they are not materially qualified, and wondering if they are qualified at least spiritually. I would like to end this episode by making a very powerful message known to you and giving you a little practice which comes or springs forth out of this. It's a quote from a man called Viktor Frankl, who wrote about the meaning of life. He said, don't aim at success. The more you aim at success and make it a target, the more you are going to miss it. For success, like happiness, cannot be pursued. It must ensue. It must follow. And it only does so as the unintended side effect of one's personal dedication to a cause greater than oneself, or as the byproduct of one's surrender to a person other than oneself. Hanuman has surrendered entirely to the service of Ram. He says, O Lord Ram, one can become your friend, not by noble births, not by scholarship, not by physical beauty, but by the sincere longing. Please think about this, and please see in the week how you can increase your longing. It becomes easy when you hear about the qualities of the Lord. It becomes easy when you are mindful of the true goal of your life. At that time, you will think, I only want that. So let us nourish our longing by the simple practice of hearing more about the Lord whom we are aiming for, hearing more about what satisfies Him. Thank you very much, and I wish you all the best, and I'm looking forward to see and be with you soon in the next Above the Clouds.